Hello students, this is your math professor Gina. I'm making a short video to show you some of the basics for MyMathLab, which is an online program we'll be using for homework and for exams. If you don't already have an account through Pearson, you want to set one up, and once you have it set up, you'll be able to log in and find my class. If you have Pearson products for other courses, you'll see them all listed here. Our class is Math 141 for the fall semester. There are a number of help features that are available through MyMathLab. One of the first things that you'll want to look at is the e-contents. This is a textbook option so that you don't have to purchase the textbook. You have options to look at the physical text. And then there are also videos linked to that particular section or chapter of the book that you can watch if you like. So this is taking a second, but it's going to open up the textbook for you. Within some of the homework problems, it also gives you the option, if you want, to open up the textbook that is associated with that particular problem, and it'll open up like this. It's thinking really hard. Oh, there it is. So here's section 2.2, and there are an overview and sample problems and all the usual things that you see in a textbook, right? All right, back to the main menu. The other thing that you're going to want to look at is assignments. Within assignments, this is where I will put all of the homework that we'll be working on. I do tend to give you a lot of optional homework that is not graded. This gives you the choice to work on additional problems if there's a particular section that you feel you didn't get enough practice in. Right now, the Chapter 0 homework is just, I think there's only a few problems, and it's just an overview of MyMathLab, sort of similar to what I'm going through now. Chapter 1 we won't be covering in class, but it is topics that you technically should know coming into the class. I know a lot of you probably need to review, and so this will give you the option to look at some of the things that, that we want you to remember from your last math class. Your first assignment is Chapter 2, and you can see that it's due on August 30th. I always have things due at 10 p.m. because that's my little mom reminder that you need to go to sleep because you may have an exam the next day. Anything that is optional is due on the last day of class, which is December 14th. The due date is when you can earn 100% of the points for homework, but the assignment will be open until the last day of class. And so anything that you don't submit by the due date will be scored at a slightly lesser point value. You'll be docked 25%. So anything that gets turned in on time, you get full credit for. Anything that's late is you're going to lose some of the points. So we want to meet those deadlines if we can. So let's look at Chapter 1. Let's look at some of the optional problems. Here is, I just grabbed a random problem. Within each problem, it tells you the first number here is 1. It's from Chapter 1 in the book. It's from Section 3, and it's problem number 17 in the textbook. This helps so that if you want to work on additional problems, you know where that particular problem came from, and you can look for other problems similar. There are learning aids turned on. Here is a help me solve. It'll show you it'll give you a hint on how to solve the problem. View an example will walk you through step by step a different type of problem to show you how to do this. Video, this opens the textbook. And then Ask My Instructor will send me an email. It'll show me any answers that you've previously submitted so that I can hopefully help figure out where you're going a little bit wrong in the thinking, and we can help get you back on the right track. As I said, knowing where a particular section is, what problem a section is from, is helpful, because when you're working on your homework, if you do a couple problems from section 2.2 and you just don't feel like you're getting it, you can come here to this optional section of homework and do additional problems. This is where you will also be taking your exams, and we'll talk about that as we get closer to the exam date. So those are just some of the basics. If you have questions, you can always send me an email or send me a message on Canvas. And I look forward to seeing you in class next week. Have a good weekend.